welcome to the workshop. And in today's video I'm going to give you a 1 year's review on owning and operating a thunder laser. So I'm not going to keep you in suspense any longer. What I can tell you about the thunder laser is I have just a little over a year, it's about 14 months I've owned this and operated it, and I have not had one single issue in the whole of that time, and there's no signs of any issues that I can detect, so long as you keep it serviced and clean, and you look after your machine, you don't mistreat it. It will treat you absolutely really well. Now I've thrown everything at this, and it's providing you get the speed, power and feed correctly, which sometimes you have to play around, do a couple of test cuts or test etchings to get the correct mode then for whatever material you're using in your thunder laser, and that matters because different areas of the world and different climates and different weather conditions, whether it's summer or winter, particularly wood has different moisture contents, and that can mean that you have to alter your regular settings for different materials. But that's not any fault of the laser, that is the fault of climate and of course wood materials. Plastics, not a problem. However, there is some plastics I would not put in my laser because they are really dangerous. As in carcinogenic, and of course some of the materials you put into your laser can really leave sort of a brown stain on the inside of your laser, which is hell to try and get off. So I don't put certain types of plastic in my laser. Generally the only plastics I cut is acrylic plastics. They're about the best type of plastics to use in a laser. And there's one thing that you should actually remember too with all lasers, and that is a laser evaporates the material. Okay? Doesn't necessarily burn it, it evaporates it. So that means any wood material, any plastic material that a laser cuts or etches, right, it's evaporating it to a gas. So you need a good extraction system and filter. When I purchased my thunder laser, I purchased the filtration system, which is a pure air system, from them as well. And it's one of the best systems. Now I don't say that to you lightly, because I see a lot of people on the internet showing you how to use their lasers, and they're operating their lasers in their spare bedroom, some of them I've seen, and they're just blowing the exhaust air into the room. Some exhaust the fumes outside. So, you're exhausting it out to your kids playing in the yard. It's carcinogenic. These fumes are carcinogenic, especially things like plastic and plywood. So just take that in mind. You need some sort of filtration system. And that is all lasers. Okay? Not just CO2 lasers, but all lasers need that type of equipment. Now I've run my Thunder laser, all sorts of different materials in it, doing all sorts of different jobs at all the recommended speeds, even all the way up to 1,000 millimeters or 1 meter per second, and it'll do it. So what they say in the catalogue, it will actually do. Now I'll show you what they've put in the laser to enable them to do that. Okay, I'll just move the gantry forward a bit to reveal this. Now this is a NEMA 23, but it's got an extra extension on the back here. Now that is an electronic sender unit or pickup that sends information back to the controller. So this is a hybrid servo system. So the stepper driver or servo motor, as this is, talks back and forth to the controller, and so there's two-way communication. So in that way this unit does not lose steps if it's thrashing around, you know, very quickly. It is made to operate at high speed. Everything about this laser shouts out high quality at you. The wiring is extremely high quality and well put together, as well as all the mechanicals and, you know, the whole operation, even down to the cabinet that it's made in, is all high quality, including the paintwork. They have really done this the right way, and it is why, after many years of working with lasers, I went and spoilt myself and bought a Thunder laser. You don't have to go spending $10,000 or $12,000 as I did for a Thunder laser. They make smaller units than this. They make all the way down to, I think, 50 or 60 watt output, and it's a machine that's like a desktop. I think they call it the Nova 25, and that is very reasonably priced. If you're a hobbyist, they cater for the hobbyist as well. So, you know, don't go going on to eBay or Alibaba and, you know, sort of importing you know, a 100 watt laser or an 80 watt laser, expecting it to, you know, run for years and years and, you know, and not break down or totally sort of pack up, because that's generally what happens with them. You know, there's an old saying, and that is, you get what you pay for. Now the sensible ones of you out there will say, you know, that guy's right, because I am. So in the long run, if you want a good machine, reliable machine, whether it's a hobby, whether it's a hobby that you want to try and earn some of your money back, or make a, you know, a little bit of a side hustle, I think it's been called, and you know, sort of make some money to pay your household bills, which you can quite easily, or whether it's a full-time hobby business or business. Get the correct machine to do the job in the very beginning. Not shell out $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 for a machine that you think you're going to run a business with, and you're going to end up replacing parts or replacing the whole machine in less than 12 months. Because certainly you're going to be replacing your laser tube. Now that's, you know, it's the heart of the machine, the laser tube. The laser tubes in here are guaranteed. Thunder Laser can guarantee them because they are the best quality lasers that they put in there. And when they say it's 100 watt CO2 tube, you can run it at 100 watts. Now, if you look into the sellers on eBay and Alibaba, they say, oh yes, it's a 100 watt machine, and down in the small print it says recommended operating maximum output 80 watts. But it'll only do that for about 12 months. You run it at 100 watts, you're lucky to get 2 months out of it. And those are not cheap to replace. So, like I say, get a reliable machine right at the very start, whether you're a hobbyist or not. In fact, I'll rephrase that. If you want to learn how to use a laser, go onto eBay and buy yourself what is known as a K40 laser. Now don't go running away with the idea that you're going to start a business with a K40, because it's a toy, okay? It really is. It's a toy. It's a 40. Well, it's not even a 40 watt. I've got one, tested it, and it comes out with, I think the maximum output was 37 watts, brand new. Okay. But that is the type of machine that you teach yourself how to use a laser, because you're only shelling out $500 or $600 there. And if at the end of 6 months or 12 months, when you've been using your K40, okay, and you save your money up in the background, or you get a credit card, and you want to get serious with a laser, buy the right one the first time, after you've used taught yourself on your K40 to use a CO2 laser and what it can do. Then go for something decent. That's my advice.